So what size laser do you actually need to make nanoparticles? You'd be surprised. Watch and learn. Now my laser journey starts with a challenge I made to myself. Can we make nanoparticles with 4 green laser pointers? That's where it began. And that is what this here I made. This is a beaker top. Goes on a beaker, and this is a laser pointer. And I made this with the 3D printer and put 4 lasers in here and proceeded to answer that question. And while the rig was a little bit dangerous because you got to be really careful with your eyes on it, it did answer the question that, yes, we can make nanoparticles with 4 laser pointers. Now, those laser pointers are only 12 milliwatts each. So it comes up to 40, 50 milliwatts in general, and yet the temperature of those lasers was not really high enough to even begin melting a lot of the materials that I did the original tests on. And if you do internet searches, people turn around and say, yeah, you need a 50-watt laser, you need this, you need that. Well, this experiment confirmed that we can make nanoparticles with less wattage than what mainstream scientific tells us. From a suggestion from one of my viewers said I should try a laser engraver. I said, a laser engraver, why not? And then I was looking at laser engravers and I said, well, the basic one was a 3-watt laser engraver, and I fathomed I needed at least a 5-watt laser engraver. So I went for a little extra money and I picked this little box up here. What I liked about this 5-watt laser engraver was it had the completely covered lens, and it wasn't that expensive. Unfortunately, this 5-watt laser engraver, the laser burned out prematurely on one unit. On the second unit that I got from this company, the rail up here, which moves the laser back and forth, broke, and eventually I couldn't get a replacement from the company. So I had to purchase a bigger laser, and I went with an 18-watt switch-to-all laser that I picked up at Christmas time for an unbelievable sale price that I'm not going to see ever again. The 5-watt laser did work. It was slow. This really took maybe about 8 hours, 6 to 8 hours or so to make a reasonable amount of nanoparticles. Now the 18-watt laser, I figured, has got even more power. It's going to make nanoparticles even faster. While it did make nanoparticles faster, it didn't make them much faster, which really was kind of got me wondering what's going on here. The metals that I know that the 18-watt laser was able to reach the melting point for wasn't any much better than the 5-watt laser. Well, it was better, but it wasn't significantly better where I turn around and say, whoa, this is terrific. But quite honestly, I wouldn't go back to the 5-watt laser because, as you'll see, we need at least 5 watts of power in order to pull off any of the nanoparticles that I've made before. Now, this nanoparticle solution here that you're seeing in here is 24 karat gold, 1 gram bar. I posted a short about this the other day, and that was in 40 minutes. It gave me 50 milliliters nanoparticles at a parts per million. That's probably over 30 parts per million. How did I do that? Well, I did that with creative hacks, and if you watch that video, you'll see the creative hacks that I put in there to increase or take my 18-watt laser and turn it into a monster. And it didn't require high wattage. I don't need a YAG laser. You don't need a 50-watt laser. You don't need that, because what it comes down to is too much power is no good either, because you wind up melting the material so fast that it can't create nanoparticles. It just vaporizes. We need the right amount of concentration, the right amount of circumstances in order to create high-quality nanoparticles with as little as what I'm going to say is a 10-watt laser. 18-watt laser is terrific because if you need a little bit more than 10 watts on some of the metals, you can have that extra overhead that you need. The 18-watt laser is huge. And unfortunately, I would like an 18 laser that has completely covered like this. But price-wise, those are really a lot of money. So I settled for a laser tent. And that seems to work well. I still need to use the safety glasses with the laser tent. So that's my recommendations on lasers. Thank you all for listening to me. And wizards, have a great day.